No top 3, no medal has been won by Skeldra in an official event. If he loses here, he still has the chance, but winning here would guarantee him that spot.
Yeah, and no better way to earn it than having to take on Acno, of course, sporting the Ragnir, and it's been working out super well. The Katars have been absolutely lethal. Seen a lot of axe today, too.
Poor Skeldra without a weapon, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
He's been doing a decent job, though, mostly playing defensively, finding a few hits here, so there's not too much of a damage favor in favor of Acno. I think Acno, look, if Skeldra wants to, like, chill out and not engage, then Acno's just going to kind of sit there. He's not too worried about it. He'll hold center stage. He knows he's in the power position there, and you can push into him.
And we were talking about that when we were watching Skeldra earlier, the flowing between the two weapons, right? You get the weapon toss out and then immediately comboing into the side light from the greatsword. Going to be very important for Skeldra here to catch a lot of those aggressive landing options and the attempts to make reversals for Acno.
Acno's movement looks so funny. When he was just like, he would like move in segments. He straight up looked like a bot.
Yeah.
The way he was moving.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Yeah, like the way he's moving like that, where he just like moves and stops for a second and then moves and stops for a second.
It's kind of interesting because it's like he's moving and stopping, and instead of like, you know, like flowing with the movement, he's using his side light to do that for him. And that's very, very dangerous because it's so like stop and go. How do you lock on a rhythm like that? Like you said, kind of like a robot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, well, hold on. It's like Uncanny Valley. Am I watching the Polar Express? I don't understand what's going on here. These people look too real, but not real at the same time. Is this AI generated? What prompt did we use for this one, OpenAI?
What prompt would you put in for Acno? Because Acno's an absolute terror so far. Skeldra now on the greatsword, though, has been controlling and bursting out of the corner so successfully. Never just wanting to sit, or continuously wanting to sit underneath this platform, forcing Acno to push the issue, but get caught with a side light, or side air, sorry, and that's going to be big damage as Acno looks to get something going here with the unarmed. Is not able to pick up the weapon as the weapon toss into the neutral light. Is able to close. Oh, not quite close it out there. I thought it was looking bad, but Acno holding on. And yeah, there's a recovery from the greatsword.
Yeah, Acno's struggled to find his footing so far in this game. It makes it look like there's a massive skill difference between these two players that, like, we all know like does not exist. Yeah. This is not like a diamond player fighting a gold player or anything like that. Not that either of these players look like a diamond player or a gold player in the moment, but it seems like the skill difference is like that. I think it's just Acno struggling to find his footing. Like, he just ran away, turned around, and then did a spot dodge, and then ran to the right side, and then ran to the left soft platform. He finds the recovery here, but it seems like he's just off base. He's off kilter. This is not the Acno that we saw against Skra.
Yeah, I mean, especially on guitars, it can kind of be like you're on the prowl to find a hit and you're constantly kind of hovering outside of their range, waiting for them to whiff and then trying to whiff punish. But when you play like that, sometimes it can be really difficult to find your rhythm. And we were seeing even in the movement, it kind of looked like a lack of rhythm. So we're looking for Acno to kind of find their own here as Skeldra has quite a bit of a lead, holding that center stage with the sword. But the axe online now, and the juggle continues with the nairs. Tries to go for a side air to try to catch Acno, overextending the recovery sent high. We switch right back to the greatsword, and the ground pound's going to cover the landing and attempt to get back to center.
That was a good weapon toss from Skeldra. It almost reached high enough to hit Acno. He's going to recover very low here, even actually moving over to the right. Skeldra is ultimately going to take the game, but of course, even though Acno looked very off-kilter in that moment, that's game one in a best-of-5 set. And if we look at their history, where do they tend to go, PJ? All the way to that best-of-5, all the way to the end, where adaptation is key. And if I'm going to put my finger on either of these players to have the better record of adaptation, it's going to be Acno. Because Acno been that guy in EU for a long time. There's a reason both Duke and I have no qualms about putting Acno easily in that silver medal position.
Yeah. We saw there too, Skeldra. I wanted to highlight that last stock. So interesting. Went for the recovery there. You see Acno drifting away from the stage because knowing, okay, Jagan just went for a recovery. They're going to try to land back on the stage, but chased all the way up and catches the landing with a nair. I mean, so far, it's been like an absolute prowl for the kills or the KOs, and it's been working out for Skeldra really, really well.
Ooh, Skeldra immediately makes the move for that weapon. What is Acno's just weird. I don't like this. It's making me like really uncomfortable. He just like walked over, completely did not contest the weapon whatsoever, and was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stand here on the bottom left. This is strange. This is strange behavior.
Definitely, as the side air is gonna look.
He's done.
Close. Yeah, that's it. Oh, wow.
Okay, I meant he was done as in like that was a free edge guard for Skeldra that he just threw. He's still keeping the damage going, still keeping the lead going. But yeah, that was a free edge guard for Skeldra to confirm there without putting himself at too much risk whatsoever. Acno's going to come back in, picks up the weapon, immediately sidelights off the soft platform, does get a hit.
And you're seeing like a lot of information grabbing from Skeldra, like getting the one hit of sidelight and saying, what is your reaction to that? What is your go-to panic option? And you know, just keeping it in the back of your mind and ready to punish, as that neutral stick is going to be exactly perfect to catch that dodge in.
And he's ready to change it up. Every time. That's what the best greatsword players like have to do, is you have to change things up every single time. You have to keep your opponent guessing every single time.
Yeah, the dodging source for Acno there. And
oh,
that's
the bottom side of it, dude. The very back. That scoop is so devastating. It like reminds me of like the modern version of Bryn's Axe D-Sig. That just like big whoa that you get caught by. Just like the speed of it, the active frames of it, it just strikes me in the exact same vein. But I'm tell you what, there's a lot of striking going on, and it's not from the side of Acno, because Skeldra is running away with this game, potentially running away with the set. It seems like he's in Acno's head. That recovery, like got that weird interaction on the corner. It almost looked like he teched it, even though like that's not real. Nice punishment there from Acno while Skeldra tried to get on the stage. The move from Skeldra like almost was disgusting. Like it was almost super nasty. He almost hit it.
It's almost like Acno is respecting Skeldra too much, and Skeldra is not respecting at all. Like immediate recoveries and immediately going for like the aggressive option, catches the attempt to drift back to center stage. But that's a big open up. It gets reversaled. When you go for it all, it's so easy for that sword to go up with that recovery and reversal. That's going to be a very dominant two stock. Wow.
Hold on, I gotta pull up Acno's Twitter. See if he's been saying anything today, man. He's been streaming a lot too. I don't know if he's just he's been streaming ones as well. Man, I don't know what's up with him today. It's weird. It's very strange. Nice slow motion hit there. Yeah, bounce off the stage. Instantly gets the reaction with the insig the other direction as Acno dodges in. And a nice spread between the weapons. For him there, 272 to 134. There's two main weapons.
And that's the key moment, not dodging there and understanding I can go low because the only thing I'm really scared of getting hit by is that recovery. Just uses the drift to fall ever so slightly and position perfectly for that recovery. Clean stuff. Especially when you have such a big lead, it's easy to try to preserve it so heavily and get into that mode where you're like, oh, just play defense. But knowing like, okay, they're going to go for a stock here, I'm just going to wait. Didn't even need a dodge, just waited. Literally did nothing.
Honestly, I'm surprised Acno went for that in the moment, given how orange he was and how willing Skeldra was to engage up there. Like right before that, you had the two soft platforms. Skeldra's just going in unarmed, 100% confident here against Acno. But he went for a GCD light high and above in the middle of the two soft platforms from Western Air Temple. So you already knew that he was looking for a KO off the top. This time he does it off the left side. Complete domination, dude. Acno has nothing here. And this is Acno's Koji. This is like the legend we know Acno for. Anytime we saw him swap to this legend in a tournament, you're like, all right, gamer lean forward, lock in, nah, I'd win, all that kind of stuff. But Acno just doesn't have the juice today, man.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the bow from Koji come out. It didn't really do all that much as Skeldra looks to kind of run away with this one. And using this greatsword really well to kind of juggle it up in the air and cover those immediate landing options from the sword as... yeah, Acno really can't find anything, not even finding balance. What was that?
That was so goofy, the sidelight into the turnaround side air. I mean, he was setting up for the edge guard, which, like, if you hit that side air in orange, you're not getting the KO, but, like, you're sending him far. You're going to be in power position setting up for the edge guard there. So that was an interesting choice from Skeldra. I like it. Especially given that, like, we've seen Acno dodge in several times. We saw it in slow motion.
Now the bow coming out for Acno, looking to get something started here, but Skeldra has actually been beating the bow with unarmed more successfully here, which I find interesting as the breakdance is able to tap in that stock, and Skeldra forces Acno on potentially their winner side stock here.
Yeah, I think Skeldra kind of has Acno cooked. He's got to find not just like one miracle. He needs to find many miracles, and he needs to find them almost instantly. Yeah. With the full stock lead that Skeldra has here, GC D-Light, weapon toss up. You're seeing the confidence. You're seeing the swagger come out from the way Skeldra is playing. It's only gotten more and more obvious as this set has gone on. That exactly right there. That's similar to what he did on the Western Air Temple. He has no problem using his dodge to take your stock super early by grabbing those really high GC D-Lights, following up into the recovery. Man, Skeldra's showing us some really good skills today.
Nice dodge into avoid that. Yeah, that's a scary sig. Any of those that are able to slide off the stage and kind of position yourself for it gets really scary. But Skeldra's been playing pretty aggressively and fast off stage, even when in disadvantage, just going immediately back and basically execution checking Acno as that gravity cancel is going to be able to close out the set in a very dominant 3-0.
Dog.
That's crazy.
That's a 3-0, dog. The record between these two is not going to look as close as it did after what we just saw there. Skeldra showing us some really good stuff today. He has guaranteed himself, PJ, into the top 3, his first podium.